I just woke up to Zach posting on his Instagram that we broke up, and I had no idea that post was going up. He didn't text me, he didn't call me. I just woke up to a bunch of texts being like, are you okay? And I'm like, did my fucking dad die? And yeah, so I'm like completely blindsided by that. I also genuinely feel like I haven't, like, do you see how swollen my face is? I've been crying for like 5 days straight. How can you give someone everything and like love them so unconditionally, like through stuff that you shouldn't? Because you just love them and you want them, like you see the good in them. Like how can you, this is so embarrassing. I don't give a fuck. How can you like give every ounce of yourself to someone and then like be discarded of in a few days? And I didn't even know that he was gonna post that. And we broke up yesterday.
I was 100% rooting for them to not be the tale as old as time, the lose him how you got him tale as old as time. Mm-hmm. But him being on Raya the next day makes me feel as though it's hitting the tale as old as time, you know?
Hello and welcome to Influencer Police, a place where we expose the lies, the cheating, and the dirty ways of these filthy influencers.
Brianna chicken fry dumped. I'm Chief Coconut, and today I am joined by Detective Doodleberry. This is Influencer Police. Buckle the fuck up.
I mean, they don't really need to buckle up. Like, who even cares about this? Honestly, I'm gonna make this a quick video because honestly, I'm sick of talking about this, thinking about this, hearing about this, looking at this even. Like, enough with the chicken fry girl. Okay, basically what has been happening is, like, last week, some fans on Raya saw Zach Bryan on Raya.
Her boyfriend, now ex.
And there was no, like, announcement of them separating or anything. Like, no one knew that they were broken up or anything, right? So some people just find him on Raya and they're like, what the fuck is this? So everyone's blasting the shit online. So Zach Bryan then makes a post.
Tell them what Raya is first. They may not know.
If you don't know what Raya is, it's basically like a celebrity dating app, but celebrity is loosely, use that, you know, take that lightly because there's regular ass people on there.
But you have to have a code from someone else to get it. It's like invite only.
It's invite only, but there's like ways to get on there. But anyways, he's on there. People start calling him out. And he makes an Instagram story saying that him and Brianna are broken up and basically to respect their privacy as he's like on Raya. Yeah. So she then comes out and makes a video basically in tears, sitting on her bathroom floor, saying that they basically had just broken up.
Like the day before.
The day before, she had no idea he was going to make that post. He never told her. And she had no idea how he could even be on Raya. Like, they had this amazing relationship, she claimed. And, like, she loved him so much. She just couldn't even understand, like, how he could do this. And a lot of people were celebrating the fact that she was dumped by Zach Bryan.
I can't.
A lot of his fans never liked the fact that they were together. They never liked her. And this is all coming off of, like, a recent hate train from her, like, recent bad take about the Menendez brothers and SA. And her opinion on Grace's situation with SA.
Yeah, horrible.
People have really been coming for Brie recently this whole year. It's been, like, nothing but shit for her that honestly she's brought on herself, so I don't feel bad for her.
Like, she's so out of touch and like in her own fucking world. She thinks that it revolves around her, that she has the worst takes like you've ever heard.
This girl never takes accountability for anything. But regardless of that, Zach Bryan has this weird, crazy dating history. And he basically was married to this woman. And she was in the military. And I guess she was overseas, or she was, what do they call it? Like, when they're active, like, overseas?
Employed or something? Or
Did
what
you
is
say
it?
employed? She was deployed. She is employed, I guess. Anyways, while his wife was deployed, he served her divorce papers without even having, like, a conversation with her.
Wait, I have to go pee. Continue. Keep talking. Hold on.
Oh, my God.
Here, put this on. And let me put this right
Are
here.
you actually insane? Ouch, don't laugh that loud.
Oh my gosh, you guys, I have to go pee. Hold on, I'll be right back.
Right, okay, so he basically served his wife divorce papers while she was deployed in the military, and the rumor is basically that they never even had a conversation. She had no idea their relationship was even going to end. Like, for all she knew, she was going to come home and they were going to be married and have this, like, life together. And immediately after he divorces this woman, he gets with this girlfriend after. He dates her for a couple years. They get a dog together. He buys a home in her hometown and all this shit. And then he basically leaves her for Bree and then does the same exact thing. He buys a house in Bree's hometown in Boston. They get a dog together. And then out of nowhere, he just leaves. So a lot of people online are also coming for Zach Bryan really heavily and are supporting Bree. And they're like calling out this man's crazy behavior. And it is pretty fucking crazy. Like, this man's pattern of like being with women is really diabolical. But back to Brianna Chicken Fry. She was not only dumped by Zach Bryan, but she might have also been dumped by Grace, her best friend and co-host. So a couple days ago, it was Grace's birthday. And only a couple days before that was when all of the Zach Bryan news broke. The whole breakup thing. Is this bitch coming back? Oh, here she comes.
Oh my god. My throat.
Anyways, okay, so it was Grace's birthday a couple days ago, and the Zach Bryan breakup news had broken only a couple days before this. So when Grace's birthday came about, everyone online was wishing her a happy birthday, and Grace started posting these things on TikTok basically saying that the people who come out for your birthday are your real friends. And
wait, she said this?
yes.
Holy smokes.
And then she started posting TikToks with the people she was with on her birthday that were celebrating with her, and Brianna was not there. And everyone in the comments was going crazy about this and was basically, you know, saying that she deserves better than Brie and she's so glad she has these real people in her life to celebrate her.
Wait, did she say your real friends are with you on your birthday or celebrate you, or what were the exact words?
I don't know what the exact words were, but it was something along those lines. And so everybody was kind of running with that and was just like, you know.
Of course, it's the major shade.
Yeah.
It's so shade.
So a lot of people also noticed in the last BFFs podcast episode, which was filmed before the breakup, you know, was announced and all of this shit, right? At the end of that episode, apparently Brianna says that Plan Bree was going to be taking a break.
Oh my gosh.
In my opinion, I think that their friendship started having issues, you know, around the same time that her and Zach ended things.
But it was having issues for a while. Like, we
Yes.
saw it. We've been seeing it deteriorate. Deteriorate?
There was
for
a
long
moment
time.
where they weren't like best friends anymore, really, and they were still filming, and it was really awkward and it was really obvious, and everyone was calling it out. They were never hanging out outside of like Plan Bree, and Bree has just kind of dropped everything and gone on tour with Zach Bryan and has just made her entire life around her boyfriend.
her C-list celebrity boyfriend that looks like a big baby.
That no one gives a fuck about for real, besides these crazy little girls.
And we made a video about that, so go check that out.
Anyways, after the Zach Bryan breakup bullshit was announced, Dave Portnoy also came out and started spilling some tea. And he basically revealed to us that when Brianna and Grace went to the Golden Globes, Zach Bryan basically unfollowed BFFs Grace and Brie while she was at the Golden Globes. And a lot of people picked up on this shit and have been talking about it ever since, and I've questioned it. Because after that night, he followed Brianna back, but he never followed anybody else back, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Dave Portnoy was on a podcast, and he basically said that he's never really liked Zach Bryan, for one. And that night when she was at the Golden Globes and she was on the carpet, she apparently complimented some other male actor, I'm assuming, that was there.
That was good looking, alleged.
And she said that they were attractive or something along those lines. And that's what triggered, you know, Zaki Poo to unfollow her and her entire motherfucking squad. Which is so insane. So Dave Portnoy basically said that Zach Bryan is insecure.
Yeah.
And he never really fucked with him. And that apparently this is not the first time they've broken up. So after he, you know, dished this out, people were like, oh. So Brianna must have been sitting there thinking that they were probably just going to get back together maybe. So that's why she was shook as fuck that he announced the breakup.
And was right back on Raya.
Yeah, like it was really officially done. You know what I mean?
Wow. So they're that couple that breaks up, makes up, breaks up, makes up.
It seems that way. And I'm pretty sure, I can't remember if Dave said this or if people were just speculating on this, but a lot of people were saying that Grace also never liked Zach Bryan. And I think someone found a comment that someone left on Grace's TikTok that was like, come to like a Zach Bryan show or something like that. And Grace replied and was like, nah, like no.
Well, we have to like think about it from Grace's perspective. Like she had this friend that was a certain way, like New York City girl, then just changes her whole personality and leaves her in the dust for this like bozo C-list celeb.
Totally. Drops like their entire, you know, business together basically for this man.
Yep.
Their podcast went so like low on views. It just like doesn't grow because they just she's not relevant enough to like be on the road, be videoing into their podcast. Like it's not that interesting. They don't have guests often enough. You know, she's not like in the studio putting in the work.
Totally.
And it's like, girl, who do you think you are?
That's the thing. She literally thinks she's like an A-list celeb.
This ain't like the BFFs podcast where you're all like calling in. Like, I don't even know.
For sure. And the only reason that podcast is what it is because of Josh and Dave.
Deadass.
It's never because of her.
No.
I don't even know why she's there, to be honest.
That podcast is the
anything.
reason she's like even somewhat relevant, to be honest.
100%.
Yeah.
And it's not because of her.
Well, it's because of her bad takes, actually, on that podcast.
Well, they all have bad takes, like, usually. Maybe not Josh, but, like, they're all kind of, like, out of touch.
Super. But, yeah, so this bitch Brianna Chicken Fry basically got dumped twice, maybe.
Maybe more.
And we haven't really had, like, a confirmation on Grace's side, but it's looking really rough.
So I looked at that video on TikTok where she's like on the bathroom floor pulling a Trisha Paytas.
Yeah.
Which also, she could never, so please. But all the comments are saying, I don't like this girl, but it sucks to be broken up with. Like, and I don't fuck with her, but that's sad. Like, everyone's like, I don't fuck with you, but like, sorry. Like, this, you're
I mean, I kind of get it. Yeah. Like,
yeah.
I don't fuck with her either, but that shit is not fun.
I'm like, who does fuck with her at this point?
Not many people, bro.
Like, we made an exposing Brianna chicken fry video.
At the same time, it's hard to feel bad for her because of this guy's history, and the history is somewhat public knowledge because he's this C-list, B-list celebrity. You can just go on Reddit and like find the tea. I don't know. This guy has a huge pattern of doing this.
And that's what people are saying. They're like, you lose them how you get them.
Also, he was allegedly like sleeping with someone in college one night. Either the night after they broke up or the night before. People aren't sure if he did that right before they broke up or right after. But this man is on the move.
What do you mean? He went to a college and slept with a girl?
Yes. And no one is sure. Like, no one is sure exactly what fucking day that they broke up. Because, you know, they're not going to, like, say that. But yeah, he was like very, very recently, like around the announcement, caught like, you know, sleeping with a girl at a college.
How fucking old is this man?
I don't fucking know.
I'm so fucking disturbed.
I don't know how old
reasons.
the college student was. Like, I don't know the details here, but yeah, so I don't know if he was also, you know, cheating on her or what's going on, but it's really, really bad.
That is so slimy and grimy.
In regards to the Grace situation, though, I really hope and pray that Grace uses this moment to, like, spread her wings and fly.
To elevate herself.
She has so much potential on her own. She has way better, like, takes, and she's just a more humble person.
Way more humble.
She's more interesting. She's more humble, funnier.
Can we talk about what Bree said to her about her essay and like what got everyone pissed off?
I guess so. Yes. Didn't we make a video about this?
No, that happened after that video. That was recent.
Yeah. So basically, on a recent Plan Bree episode from a couple weeks ago, Bree and Grace were talking about essay. And Grace was basically talking about this story of theirs where they're on this vacation when they were younger. I think they were like, how old were they?
Was she 16?
I want to say like, yeah, they were 16 or something like that. They were minors. They were like teenagers and they were on this vacation. Apparently they ended up hanging out with this group of like 30-year-old men who ended up kind of taking advantage of them. But mainly Grace. Like, Grace ended up alone with this man and like her friends didn't know where she was. Bree was basically saying that her and her friends were like all really panicked because they didn't know where Grace was, and she was really stressing that point, and she was like basically saying that it was Grace's fault that what happened to her because she shouldn't have been hanging out with a 30-year-old man to begin with.
And that her trauma caused her too much trauma.
Yeah, she was basically saying it was more traumatic for herself because she didn't know where Grace was when it was going on.
And then she's like, oh my gosh, if you're 16, just hang out with other 16-year-olds.
Yeah, that was her solution. She basically victim blamed Grace and was like saying that it was her fault, to which Grace literally said back to her, it wasn't my fault.
3 or 2 times.
Multiple times. And then Bree went on and ended it with saying, if you're a 16-year-old girl, you know, don't hang out with 30-year-olds, like just hang out with other 16-year-olds.
As if hanging out with any other stranger 16-year-olds would be any better for you. Like, creeps are everywhere, every age.
It doesn't even matter if they are a stranger 16-year-old, like anybody, you know. It's like, I get what she was trying to maybe say, but even then, girl, it's like, please just shut your fucking mouth.
I know, shut up.
You do not know how to like have a good take. And she was majorly called out for all of this shit. And so she responds to it on BFFs, of course, as she always does. She can't even respond to it like on Plan Bree. And she just doubled down like she always fucking does. We've made a whole fucking video about this, about her fucking doubling down on fucking everything she does. This fucking hoe bag takes no accountability for fucking anything. And she will always double, triple down and continue to blame other people. Her fucking excuse for this disgusting behavior was that people just didn't know the full story. And that they've talked about the full story before on Plan Brie multiple times. And this was all just blown way out of proportion. And if you knew the full story, you would know that, you know, Brie is really actually a good friend and blah, 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 blah. Bitch, shut the fuck up.
Oh, hell no, she ain't.
Shut the fuck up. Like, seriously, shut the fuck up. And then she goes on to say that she never blamed Grace. Like, she just lies. And just, I hate her. I hate her.
She's that type of friend that makes everything about themselves and always talks about themselves, and it's always about them.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
That's why, like, it's called Plan Brie. Like, there's not even, like, with Grace or, like, and Grace. Like, there's nothing about Grace.
I know, like, how do you not change that? That's so gross.
Even Tana Mojo is, like, Tana Mojo and Brooke for, like, canceled. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, come on, bro. And at this point, for so long now, everybody, like the majority of people, have shown way more love to Grace than Brie for so long.
100%. Ever since the day she got there.
At this point, bitch, break free.
This is the part when I say I don't wanna.
Yeah, but honestly, I'm sure that somehow Brie will weasel her way back into Grace's life. She knows that she has to have Grace to, like, have any relevancy.
Especially now, since she, like, has... Well, her whole life was that man, and now she doesn't have that man, so she doesn't have a life anymore.
Yep, she's gonna run back to Grace, I'm sure.
100%, yeah. I'm like, what is her next move? Like, is she gonna go back to New York? Is she gonna become her, like, old self? Is she gonna ditch this, like, cowgirl act? That shit's so fake.
I honestly don't give a fuck. And honestly, I hope that she just continues to become more and more irrelevant, because I'm so tired of hearing about her.
I'm so sick of it too. But we know what's gonna happen. She's gonna find another boyfriend in, like, a matter of, like, weeks or, like, the shortest amount of time. She's probably gonna try to weasel her away another celeb for relevancy, because she thinks she's, like, an A-list celeb.
Oh yeah,
Like, we're gonna see, like, what happens, but nothing good.
no, I'm over the bitch. I'm over her.
We are all over her.
Yeah.
She also had that really bad take about the Menendez brothers that everyone came for her for.
I don't even want to talk about that. I'm over talking about this fucking hoe bag.
I totally agree. Is there anything else? Like,
Karma's a bitch.
you should have known better.
And honestly, like, this is what you get for being so ignorant over and over and over and over in so many ways. Even in the beginning of their relationship, when people were calling her out for her relationships constantly overlapping, and
a homie hopper,
and being a homie hopper and everything else, she, of course, doubled down and basically said that that's normal, and that you probably know somebody that's done that, and you've probably done that before, and that's just normal, and blah, 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 blah. And then look at her now. She's sitting on her fucking floor crying because her man's, like, on Raya the next day. Like, girl.
I'm like, 1, that's not normal. 2, that's not healthy. And 3, that's not cute. And that's not very demure.
And now here you are crying about it. The same thing that you said was totally okay.
I know, just not when it happens to you, though. Huh?
Exactly. That's my whole point.
It's like, how do you think all those other men felt after you did it to them? Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And didn't you do something just like that to the last boyfriend you had before Zach? Yeah.
I know. This, like, poor, like, regular guy, too. Wasn't even an influencer or anything. And then you just, like, leave him for Zach Bryan. Like, girl, bye. I can't.
Literally, girl, bye.
That's so evil.
Bye, 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 bye.
Yeah, so honestly, I'm done with this. Can we please end this? I want to go to bed.
Okay, please subscribe. Please like this video. It helps us out so much. Please join our Patreon. Please hit the notification button so you never miss a video. And we'll see you in the next one. We'll sing bye, bye, bye together, okay? In 1, 2, 3. Right? 1, 2, 3.
Bye, 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 bye.